Hello and welcome to the EEPROM 9, and today we will have a nice chilled, and I forgot to get the amaretto. I was going to do a nice amaretto and coke, but I got to drive after this, so never mind, maybe another evening. But today's project is modifying this again with more than just blue LEDs, and yeah, my custom 3D printed mount. It's a Poundland solar light I've had for years. Did I do a video on one of these? I can't remember. I might have done. I would have to look at my backlog. And we're also doing a little schematic, because why the hell not? Because they all seem to use the same system these days. We also took the courtesy of deleting the switch from the circuit, because the switches are a common failure point in these things. In fact, it hasn't been out there too long and there's already signs of water ingress with rust around the switch, so yeah, it's never a bad idea to delete those. We might actually at some point also upgrade the battery, because it's only got a piddly little cell in it. So we will rip this out, tear all the electrics out. That when you see the solar panel is covered, these are incredibly simple internally. They really are. They're basically right. They used to be run off like 2 to 3 transistors and use a CDS cell, but that's a design that's since long gone. I do have an old CDS cell somewhere on this workbench somewhere, or maybe it went up the Hoover, I don't know. Well, I haven't hoovered the workbench in a while. There's an old desoldering gun bit that's worn out and fed up. Oh yeah, this is a different project where I'm reverse engineering a centralization probe who's sitting up there on the shelf up there. So, cheap ass solar light. Probably spelt wrong, because I can't spell for shit. And that's one thing that can't be fixed. So on one end we have the solar panel, which is just going to be a single cell, positive, negative. We'll do like opposite LED arrows. Then we've got the main battery, which is also nasty and cheap. And we kind of drew it a bit wrong. We drew it a bit like a really shit capacitor. God damn it, what happened to my artistic skills? And then we have the circuitry in the middle. So you are... Solar panel goes straight down to the chip. So, a 4-pin chip. More specifically, it is a, these are quite common in solar lights these days. They seem to just be the general purpose solar light chips. Y8X8018. Pretty standard, so first 2 pins there go. Ooh, which one's a negative and positive actually of the solar panel? I can't tell. Shall we pull in a multimeter to find out? Because they've used a god-awful wire colouring scheme. I think black is negative and white is positive, but yeah, this isn't the most consistent thing on earth. Yeah, that seems to be the case. Okay, white is positive and black is negative. Because to me they're both negative colours. But that's the joys of cheap stuff from China, is you get all sorts of bizarro lighting. So positive goes there. Oh, look at this beautiful schematic, isn't it so clear? Negative goes all the way to positive, goes all the way to positive of battery. Goes through the switch technically. So positive of this links straight to pin down here with an inductor. Oh, this is a beautiful schematic. It basically links across the whole chip, sort of like this. And yes, it is an inductor, despite the fact it looks like a resistor, because someone who designs these is sadistic and just wants their resistors and inductors to look exactly the same, and you basically have no way of knowing. So that's those. Then we have this pin goes through the negative of the LED, then to the negative of the battery. So and then the other one, positive of the LED, which we should have done this way round, goes to pin 4. Yep, that's right. And that is the whole schematic. It's pretty much driven by the chip, and basically what the inductor does is it acts as a sort of current regulator to basically regulate how much current it will put out to the LED, but the rest of it is all done on the chip. You know, they basically got it down to, if you exclude the switch, 3 components on the board. It's dirt simple, and there's got to be a way to use these in a beam robot, although beam robots seem to be pretty dead these days because you don't see any new designs and that coming out. But yeah, that's a basic schematic of the thing, and because that's still a reverse engineering project in motion, because I want to figure out the BNC, and the schematics are all for separate power supplies rather than hooking up a BNC to the photomultiplier tube. So we're reverse engineering one. So, shall we do the mod? So, I actually am quite fond of there being a blue LED in there, although I did originally want it to be purely just green, but, you know, sometimes it doesn't work like that. In today's world, we are too lazy to fire up the desoldering gun, so we're going to use some desoldering wick. Cheap, nasty stuff from Maplins that barely works, back when Maplins was still a thing, but they're been and gone now, like every electrical company in this country. You know, this country can't have a tech field anymore, no. And yeah, good, it's marked on the board which one's negative and which one's positive. But yeah, that's literally it. It's all done by the chip. The chip seems to up the voltage from the 1.2 and act as a bit of a joule thief. But this is actually working for cheap solder paste on a cheap device. Usually cheap solder wick is terrible and you have to add extra flux to it. Sadly, the only flux I have is this tub I've had for years and years and years, and it's this horrible goopy stuff that's probably for like doing copper pipes or something rather than the fine electronics. I really should order a flux pen off of eBay, but yeah, that hasn't happened. So yeah, we're using our plumbing flux, which it probably is. So we'll move this LED out of the way, and what we are going to try is you see, we've tidied up and organised this bit. I say tidied up Yes, I know. This is a tidy workbench in my opinion. The fact of like, you know, just chucked off, cast off rubbish to the side doesn't count. Now we've got a few choices of LEDs here. We could go with a cool purple, violet, which looks absolutely gorgeous. We could go with a bit of an original of what I wanted, which was an ultra bright green, which looks awesome. Or we could go with the blue. Or we could be a bit crazy, and I don't know if this will work, and just chain all three together and see what happens. Or we could chain the green and blue together and make a sort of purpley colour type thing. No, green and blue makes a turquoise, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. They do parallel. Let's see if this parallels with these, because some of these do not No. This is not an LED that parallels well with stuff. So we can save the mauve one for another solar light, I think, or another project. We're going to use the green and blue because I want to use green in the design. Now I don't know if this is going to work with them in series, so that just fell off. Luckily it didn't short because it's some lithium batteries I've charged up for more solar light projects. I've got at least 2 more. So I need to buy some more strings of LEDs, if you get what I mean. So I don't think it really matters what way round these go. Hey look! They're actually slightly tempered at the top, so these have a different manufacturing process to most LEDs. I don't really know which way round they are, which one's blue and which one's green anymore, and it doesn't really matter. What matters is where the negative and positive lie, and that is here. And we are gonna test that. So I don't think we can get away with that. So, and my fingers are very close to the burning zone. And somehow I didn't burn my skin. Yes, miracles can happen. They're just not your standard type of miracles you'd expect to see. This is the point where we discover they're soldered on the wrong way round, or an inverse parallel or something ridiculous. We've lost our battery tester already. Oh no, there he is. He was buried under the box of LEDs. And the negative is... oh god, it's difficult to tell where the bloody negative is. If I've seriously made that mistake, I'm going to laugh my arse off. I think I might have... Oh, I thought I soldered them together wrong. Oh, that was lucky. I thought I soldered like 2 negatives together for a moment there. So this should produce an interesting result. Theoretically, if this thing can handle that. Now unfortunately that means we need to basically reassemble it to get it all to go back together as it should. So now we need to figure out which screw is that. Yeah, I lost the original things there. I probably threw them away because I didn't need them. The cases. Long, long, long ago in a galaxy far, far away. Right, which way is negative? Because I'm struggling to tell. I think this is negative. Let's just confirm. Yep, that's negative, alright. So this should make an interesting effect actually at night. So, we need my tweezers. Let's find my tweezers. They are hiding over there. This is all good stuff to do after a day of work. Just, you know, making circuits for no other reason than it's fun. I don't know whether this is going to work or not, whether these Poundland lights have the ability to output current to find a different word, because I cannot speak my own language. They're a bit wonky, but we can bend them back into place. I'm sure you just captured that. They decided to depart from the circuit board. Good. So we'll just pop them back in the circuit board, where they shall stay, won't you, little circuit boards? The circuit boards giggled to themselves manically. They were having fun trolling the person trying to build them. Oh, I just saw light. That's a good sign. I just saw them flicker. I must have accidentally connected something. Yep, they are working. Good. I don't know what effect this will have on the overall power consumption, whether they last as short into the night or not, or whether they last a bit longer. Because they shouldn't be consuming any more current than they were before. They're a bit dimmer, but that's fine. They're still plenty bright. And they make a bit more of a turquoisey colour. So that's interesting. Oh, he goes back in. How does he go back in? Like this, I think. Oh god, I'm being flashbanged in the face by cheap LEDs. Yeah, you get a decent wide angle with that. Brilliant. That screw flew off over there somewhere. We'll find him shortly. In our nice little chilled video where we're dropping screws everywhere. I thought the screw screwed with it then. Giggity. Giggity giggity goo. Yeah, I can't help but think that screw's not holding it in. Just a hunch. Oh, there we go. I think I just didn't push the plastic holdy bits in, but yeah, he works nicely. It'll be interesting to see how he operates through the night. Whether he lasts a bit longer or not, I'd have to change the inductor, and I'd have to know what to change it to. And then we have a nice little random 20 milliamp blue LED that is horrifically bright and horrible on the eyes. So he can go with the other blue LEDs for lack of a better place to put him. You know, I never did find where those blue LEDs from that Nixie clock project I did years back went. But yeah, I'll see if I like this better in the garden now, because I wasn't overly impressed with the blue. I wanted green originally, but why not mix them together to make turquoise? It makes an interesting colour on the thing there. So yeah, that's all for this one. Thanks for watching, and yeah, hope you enjoyed the little terrible schematic drawn out in front of you. But yeah, those circuits are stupidly simple. I should look at actually putting them into beam robots. I need to find where the rest of the circuit boards to these went, because I don't know. They're hiding in a box somewhere, most definitely. Probably with the LEDs still attached, so plenty of modding potentials. Thanks for watching.